Howdy friends, so the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct is just a few more days away, and that's when we're going to find out everything about it that we've ever wanted to know, and it is a super exciting time to be a Nintendo fan. I, myself, am a Nintendo fan, and I thought at the start of a new generation of Nintendo consoles that I start making YouTube videos. I've always wanted to make a YouTube channel about Nintendo stuff. I actually have a background in sound recording and video editing, so I thought, why not do something that I'm passionate about and nerdy about, and just sit down and talk about it. And so, this channel is going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 devoted channel, and I thought, why not have the first video be about the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct? So this might be my first video on the channel, and if that's so, hello! So the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, I'm very excited about it. It's very unusual that there hasn't been any leaked information. Normally, a couple games get leaked ahead of time, but not really for this Direct. So yeah, this video is a prediction list slash wish list video. I'm going to talk about things that I think are going to happen, and then I'm going to talk about things that I don't think are going to happen, but I would find pretty cool. Most of my predictions are probably pretty realistic. I've watched a lot of Nintendo Directs in my day, so I'm pretty confident. So, to just start off, I think that the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct is going to start off with a brand new clicky intro. So the Nintendo Switch intro, where it does the little cha, is a genius idea for marketing. I think they're going to do that again with the Nintendo Switch 2, but maybe instead where the Joy-Cons seem to go in at the sides, the new Nintendo Switch 2 intro will be the Joy-Cons going to the side instead of one from the top, and then it will make that new clicking sound that the video has. It goes, yeah, like that. Definitely the price is going to be a big thing for a lot of people. I think that it's going to be $400, and that will be just the standard model, the gray Joy-Cons with the blue and the reddish pink, and it will look all snazzy. And for $400, I'm 100% okay with that. I can't imagine that they'll go higher or lower. I just can't see that. But there's a lot of rumors about a bundle with Mario Kart 9 or 10, whatever they're going to call it, and that one would be $450. I can't see them doing that personally just because they haven't really needed to in the past. I know they do holiday bundles or Mario Day bundles with the Nintendo Switch, but really, I can't see them doing it. The Switch sold so well without a pack-in title, and I think that's proof to Nintendo that, hey, they don't need to. People are going to buy this thing, so I severely doubt that's going to happen, but I mean, it's possible. I think the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct is definitely going to go into some of the specs and the performance of this console. I think the full Nintendo Switch 2 tech specs will come out in more of a reading form. I don't think they're going to spend too much time during the Nintendo Direct. However, I will say, a little Xenoblade Chronicles fan told me that the new Xenoblade Chronicles X game has a 60 frame per second mode. So what I think they're going to do, and this is my official prediction, they are going to focus more on the differences of the games from Switch 1 to Switch 2, and they are going to not go as techy into it. They're not going to go into the nitty-gritty specifics. I think they're just going to show side-by-sides and show that it's running better, and I think Xenoblade Chronicles X is going to be one of those games they show off, solely because of, one, the 60 frame per second mode, but also because it just released pretty recently, and I think that was intentional on Nintendo's part, and I am excited to see the difference. I think that the Switch games more recently have been running worse than ever, but even games like Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, like, it still ran fine, but I did have some chugging issues in that game. So I'm really hoping that the Switch 2 will just be able to make all these problems go away, and it will create world peace, and everybody will be happy for the rest of their lives. I think we're definitely going to see the start of Nintendo selling $70 games as a normal practice. I'm not a huge fan of that, but at the same time, I totally get it if the games are worth it. I will say, I do not think any game that Game Freak will release around this time will be worth $70, so I'm really interested to see how the Pokemon Company will handle the $70 price increase, but I think games like Metroid Prime 4 Beyond and either a new 3D Mario or a new 3D Zelda, those games would definitely be $70 at this point. I just hope that they give a little bit more information on how they're going to use a pricing model, because you got games like Mario vs. Donkey Kong coming out at $50, and then games like Metroid Prime Remastered being $40. So there doesn't seem to be any reasoning behind that, and I would like some reasoning. That might be too much to ask from Nintendo, but I digress. I definitely think Metroid Prime 4 and Mario Kart will be the launch titles. I don't see them really having another first-party Nintendo. If they got those two, those are pretty darn big hitters. You got the game that will show off the technical side of the Nintendo Switch with Metroid Prime, and then you also have Mario Kart for literally everybody and their mother. So I think those are two perfect launch titles. I am very excited for a new Mario Kart. I love Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but I went from Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm a little sick of Mario Kart 8 in general, but I still love it, and I cannot wait for the next entry. And yeah, again, I think that Metroid Prime 4 is going to be talked about quite a bit during this Direct. It seems like it's really going to be the technical showcase of the Nintendo Switch 2, and I'm very excited for that. Metroid Prime 1 is one of my favorite games that I've played fairly recently. I never was a huge Metroid fan, but I did like the Prime games growing up, but I never finished them, so I've been going through those. I would really like to see Metroid Prime 2 and 3 come to the Switch. I don't know if they would talk about those during this Direct, but maybe they will. It's very odd to me that Metroid Prime 1 got a remaster and we didn't even get ports of 2 and 3. And I'm a little worried that maybe it's too late now if we're getting pretty close to the release date of Metroid Prime 4, but who knows. I'm also very certain with Metroid Prime 4 that the mouse controls will be shown off with the Joy-Cons. I don't know if I'll ever use that feature, to be perfectly honest, but it is really cool that it's there for the more hardcore first-person shooter fans out there. I just personally don't see myself using it. I think that it might be a little uncomfortable if I'm playing in the TV mode and I'm sitting on my couch. That might not be the most convenient way to play, but I think it will be cool, and I will definitely try it. I think that the Nintendo Switch 2 will release either in June or July. I know there's a lot of rumors right now that it might be May, but I think that's too soon. I think that they're going to want to drive up the hype a little bit more for this console. If you think back to the Nintendo Switch 1, they announced the console, and then a few months later they had the presentation, and that was in January, and then in March 2017, that's when the Nintendo Switch came out. So if it came out in June or July, that would be around the same time frame from the Direct or presentation to the console's release, and I think that that's what they're going to do because it worked once. Might as well try it again, and I think that it's going to be a very successful launch. I feel like these things are going to be very hard to get if you miss the pre-order. I can already see parents being very unhappy that they don't have any at their local Best Buy, and it's because the Best Buy was only shipped like 2. I can see that happening, and I will be pre-ordering it probably as soon as the pre-orders go up, even if it's during the presentation that they say, hey, pre-orders are up. I will probably just stop everything and pre-order one just because I want to make sure that I get one on day one. Regarding new games that are going to be announced, I think that we are going to get a new Animal Crossing hinted at, or at least announced that it is in development, but I don't think a lot's going to be shown. Animal Crossing New Horizons blew up during the pandemic, and I cannot imagine that they would wait very long into the Switch 2's life to bring the next Animal Crossing game over. I'm personally really ready for another Animal Crossing game. I did everything that I could possibly think of in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I'm ready to just completely abandon that game and start anew. So that would be really nice. 3D Mario-wise, I think we're definitely going to be getting a game announced. If I was a betting man, I would put 100% down on a Mario game being announced. We've not had a 3D Mario game since 2017, and we are very due for one. Mario Odyssey is my favorite Nintendo Switch game of all time, and I am really excited for a follow-up. I think that it is going to be a holiday title. It's going to be this year's big holiday title for the Nintendo Switch. I am pretty certain that that's how it's going to go down, and I am really looking forward to see what they do. I think that if they keep the formula of Mario Odyssey, I'd be happy with that. I love the perfected gameplay in that game, so very exciting. Other games like Xenochronicles X that I think they're going to show off is Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. I think that one of those two games is going to definitely be shown to show off the upgraded capabilities of the Nintendo Switch. I think that they're going to have enhanced editions of these games on release date of the Nintendo Switch 2, and they'll either be free upgrades if you already own the games, or they might be like a $10 upgrade. Either of those, I am fine. I have barely put any time into Tears of the Kingdom, mainly because I have a day one Switch, and it is chugging, and the game, frame rate wise, is really struggling on my Switch, and I don't want that to ruin the experience of Tears of the Kingdom, because I've heard many great things, so I've put it off for hopefully the Nintendo Switch 2 will run better, and I'm predicting that those games will also be shown off as great enhancements, even though you might have to pay a little extra for those. I think that they're just going to stick with the enhanced, at least for this Direct. I can't imagine that we get a new 3D Zelda game this soon after Tears of the Kingdom. If we get anything, I know fans are itching for Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD, and I would like those games on the Switch 2 or Switch 1, maybe a dual release. I think that that's how they would have to do it. I'd be down with those. I don't know if they'd show them off in this Direct, but I do think that they're coming eventually. I own both games on the Wii U, but that means that I would have to get on my Wii U to play them, so I'd be cool with playing them on my Switch too. I think that would be awesome. I think that we're also going to get at least confirmation that Splatoon 4 is coming. I'm not crazy into Splatoon. I enjoy those games. I haven't put a lot of time into either of 2 or 3, but I think a Nintendo Switch 2 Splatoon game is definitely coming out this year at some point. If it's a summer game, I always think of Splatoon as a summer game, so I would definitely predict that that would be coming around the time of maybe August or September. That seems like a good time frame for a Splatoon game. Will it come out year 1? I think so, but it might. That might also be a year 2, but I think that during this Direct, they're definitely at least going to announce Splatoon 4. Another game that I am fairly confident that we are going to see is the game that was seen in the Nintendo Switch Online playtest. If that's a real game, which, you know, we don't know if it is or not, it could have just been a test, I think that it will be an interesting game to show off. It's also a new Nintendo IP, if that's the case, if it is a real game. And I think that the Switch 2 having a new IP game in its launch year would be very cool. You know, Nintendo Switch 1 did that with ARMS, and I really liked ARMS. I thought that it was great, fun, for a bit, and then they just kind of didn't do anything else with it. So hopefully this new game, if that is the case, that is a new IP, I hope that they do something really cool with it and they continue to do stuff with it. I have some problems with Nintendo where they have this great game and then they just don't go all the way. Like for Animal Crossing New Horizons, they cut that game off very quickly, and I think they did the same with ARMS. So hopefully this new IP game is cool. And from what I've seen of the game, which is just leaked screenshots because I wasn't able to play it, I think it's going to be fairly interesting. It's something very unique for Nintendo, so that will be interesting to hopefully see. I think we're also going to get a ton of third-party support for this thing during the Direct. I think we're definitely going to get a From Software game. I don't really care which one it is. I'm not crazy into those games. I've never really played any of them, except for a few minutes of Elden Ring. But hey, if it comes to the Switch too, that's really cool. I think there's also going to be a lot of Microsoft presence. I know that the Master Chief Collection is a strong possibility is coming to the Switch 2, and that would also be a great showcase for the Joy-Cons with the mouse ability, and that I would be down with replaying. I really like the Master Chief Collection. I grew up with Halo 4, and it was a delightful game, and I would like to replay it. I think we're also definitely going to get another game in the fashion of 1-2 Switch. I don't think it will be worth the price tag, but it will be a heck of a lot of fun on launch day. I really do see them doing that. But who knows? I mean, they might have learned their lesson with 1-2 Switch because everybody hated it. My final prediction, before I get into my wish list part of this video, I think some people will be very disappointed. Nintendo Directs always have this where no matter how many amazing games are announced and how many cool things are shown off, there's always going to be people complaining. So that is my 100%, put it all on this prediction, $1,000 down. I think that this is going to be, if I get any prediction right, it's going to be this one. But hopefully not. Again, hopefully this thing causes world peace and all the wars end and everybody's happy. Nintendo comes up to me and says, "You are the reason. Thank you. High five. Here's a Switch 3. And now we come to the fun part of this video for me. I have a wish list that is probably realistic, but still not gonna happen. Again, I really hope that we get an update on game pricing. That is a wish list more than a prediction, because I don't know if they'll actually do that. It would be very nice if the Nintendo Switch 2 had a much better battery life. My Nintendo Switch, day one, has not had a good battery. I can play a game for maybe 2 hours before I get an alert that my battery's low, and I'm not a big fan of that. I always play in the TV mode anyway, so it's not a big deal, but I would appreciate a better battery. That would be nice. I also would like to think that they might even acknowledge the Joy-Con drift of the Nintendo Switch 1 and how they improve that. I know the Nintendo Switch 2 announcement video actually shows the sticks spinning a bit, and a lot of people were saying that it uses a different kind of technology for the Joy-Cons, and that will help with drift. And I really hope that's the case, because I still have my day one Joy-Cons, and they work perfectly fine like brand new. But I do have a lot of friends that have experienced Joy-Con drift, and it is very annoying, and I hope that they really fix that. I really hope there is a better UI with the Nintendo Switch 2. The Nintendo Switch UI is just so boring. No good themes. We only got black and white. Why even have the option? Just call it dark mode and light mode. Don't even have the themes as a section on settings. Very weird. Maybe if we got themes for this console finally, it'd be kind of cool to see if they did the same thing that they did with the 3DS. I bought tons of those back in the day, and I really enjoyed changing my theme every day or having them on shuffle. That was really cool. I would love for the Nintendo Switch to have something like that, but who knows. I really hope that they completely rehaul the friends list as well. I do not like adding friends. I do not like trying to get it all situated, and friend codes are super annoying. I get why they do it, but it is 2025 and I'm very tired of that. It's so easy to add friends on every other gaming platform other than the Nintendo Switch, so please Nintendo. That's a wish list item. I hope you guys fix that. Do I think you will? No. That's why it's not in the predictions part, but hey, I can at least dream. And finally, when it comes to the UI, the Nintendo eShop. I hate the Nintendo eShop on the Nintendo Switch. It loads bad, it doesn't look nice, it's so quiet and empty with no music, kind of makes me feel sad for buying the games that I'm buying. I am also very sick and tired of the oversaturated market of the Nintendo Switch eShop. I'm just trying to find Mario plus Rabbids 2, and all I see is hentai games or weird AI shopping games. If you like those games, that's fine. No judging. I just don't really want to see those every single time I'm on the eShop. So, Nintendo, again, this is not in the prediction spot for a reason. I just really hope they fix it. Regarding games that I'm really hoping for, I have some weird ones. Like I said, I think there's 100% going to be a 3D Mario present at the Direct. But what I would really like to see is a new 3D or 2D Donkey Kong. I love Donkey Kong. He might be my favorite Nintendo character of all time. I love the monkey. I don't really care if it's 2D or 3D. I just want to see a new Donkey Kong game. We didn't get any new Donkey Kong games on the Switch, so I want something new from the monkey. But yes, a new Donkey Kong game might be my #1 game that I really hope they show off. I know there's rumors of one, but still. New Donkey Kong, please. I also think it would be cool to see a new Yoshi game. We haven't gotten a Yoshi game since the early days of the Nintendo Switch 1, so it would be very cool to see Yoshi come back. I really liked Yoshi's Woolly World. Yoshi's Crafted World on the Switch was fine. I just liked Woolly World more. I think if they wanted to do a new art style again, that would be neat. I don't really care. Just another Yoshi game. I figured it would be a 2D platformer, but you never know. They could do something totally different with Yoshi. I'd like some Yoshi presence on this thing. A really cool thing I would like to see, but I don't think would ever happen, is kind of the thing that they did with Mario RPG, Princess Peach Showtime, and Luigi's Mansion 2, where they were like, oh, Mario's not the only one getting a game. Luigi and Peach are too. I think it would be really cool to do kind of the same thing again, but maybe in that way of having Donkey Kong, Yoshi, and then a Bowser game. I would love a Bowser game. I love Bowser, I think he's cool, and I would really like to see a video game for Bowser. I remember as a kid, the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door Bowser portions were my favorite part. I just liked running around as Bowser and stomping on people. So I would absolutely love a Bowser-centric game. I would definitely pick that up on day one. I think another Kirby game is also likely, just because it's been a hot minute since a Kirby game came out. It might be another 3D game like Forgotten Land, or it could be another 2D game. Either way, I'm happy with either. What I would really like to see, but I don't think it's gonna happen at this point. I've held out every single Nintendo Direct, and it's just never happened, and so I've given up, and I don't think it would happen in a Nintendo Direct for a brand new console, but it might just be one later in the year, but I'm gonna put it here anyway. A Nintendo Switch entry for Rhythm Heaven. Hey, so editor's note here. I recorded this the same day that Nintendo randomly announced that they were having a Nintendo Switch 1 Direct, and they announced not only the Rhythm Heaven game, what? And they also announced Tomodachi Life 2. I forgot the name of it right now, but it looks amazing. I think both of those games are super, super cool, and I'm extremely excited about both of them. I love both series so much. Main thing I care about is Rhythm Heaven is officially coming to the Switch, so I can die happy now. So, okay, back to the video. I don't think they're gonna do it at this point for the Nintendo Switch 1, but I'd be happy with one in general. Rhythm Heaven Fever is one of my favorite video games of all time. I spent hours upon hours playing that game as a kid. I adored it. So I would love to see one on the Switch too. I just don't think it's very likely, but I would love to be surprised. I don't think we're going to get GameCube games on Nintendo Switch Online per se, unless they do a massive price increase for the service. I don't see them offering that with the 2 tiers that they have right now. I would prefer, instead of getting GameCube games drip fed to us every like 6 months, I would just like them to bring some games over, even if they're just ports. Metroid Prime 2, Luigi's Mansion. It's so weird to me that Luigi's Mansion 1 is just banished to the 3DS when it comes to re-releases. How come we haven't gotten that on the Switch yet? When they re-released Pikmin 1 and 2 for the Nintendo Switch, I was just like, oh, Luigi's Mansion's definitely going to be coming. And then it just never did. So I would like some of those games to get ported over, either if it's in an enhanced HD version or just the normal port. I'd be fine with either. But I really don't think we're going to be getting them through Nintendo Switch Online. I'd like to be surprised on that, but I don't see it. I would just love to have the games on the console, even if you have to pay for them. I'm a Nintendo shill like that, I guess. I would really like to see a Call of Duty game run on the Switch too. Not really because I am a Call of Duty fan. I actually haven't played one since Black Ops 2. I would just like to see how it runs. I think that would be so cool, even if it's Warzone or something. I don't even know. That might be on the Switch 1 already. I doubt it. But that would just be neat. I would enjoy watching Call of Duty run on the Switch 2. Would I play it? No. But man, I could sure watch it in a direct and say, neat. The last thing on my wish list for this video is I hope this is a really fun experience and a very fun next few years with the Nintendo Switch 2. I've been really working on having the confidence to sit down in front of this microphone and talk about things that I'm passionate about. When I was in my teenage years, I was really self-conscious about liking Nintendo so much because I didn't want to be seen as weird or nerdy, but now the older I get, the more I realize I don't care. And I hope to have a lot of fun with you guys. I don't know how many people are going to be watching me, but that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing this to kind of have a fun way to document my experience with this console, and I can look back at it at the end of the Switch 2's life and be like, man, time flies. So yeah, that's kind of it for this video. I am looking forward to watching and reacting to the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. So yeah, if you are interested in keeping up with this fun journey of the Nintendo Switch 2 with me, you can definitely subscribe, like the video, and all that cool stuff that YouTubers tell you to do, and I'd appreciate it. It would help me out, and yeah, I would love to experience these next few years along with you guys. So wherever you are in the world, have a good morning, or a good afternoon, or maybe even a good night. I'll see you guys later. Bye!